Last time this happened, I kind of let it go, but this time I really can't let this slide. Okay? This is a defining example of just how insane ReviewTechUSA actually is.
It was about half a year ago that ReviewTechUSA, after one of the most easily avoidable crash outs in YouTube history, decided to delete his million subscriber YouTube channel. So, with his million sub channel officially lost to the Shadow Realm, Rich would have to rebuild his YouTube career. Not necessarily from scratch, but pretty damn close. The equivalent of being a veteran McDonald's franchise owner, setting all the McDonald's you own on fire and having to start over flipping burgers and cooking fries for minimum wage. To really understand Rich's situation, you need to put yourself in his shoes. Imagine you're in your 40s, you're a father, you have a mortgage to pay each month, and your biggest passive income stream was your YouTube gaming and tech channel that you spent over a decade building up to 1 million+ subs. And it's gone. Not because it was struck down or hit with that YouTube ban hammer. No, you deleted it. You also lied about why you deleted it.
That channel was more of an embarrassment than it was. It was a distraction from goals that I wanted to achieve.
When the actual reason that you told Tipster and that you accidentally revealed to everyone else is that somebody had been botting on your channel and doing false ad clicks. One of the biggest no-nos you could possibly do on YouTube. Something that gets your channel demonetized permanently. So now you, now in possession of a demonetized million subscriber channel, decided to just delete it. Took the nuclear option and Raccoon City'd that bitch out of existence. It is kind of weird how you immediately jumped to the Raccoon City option before doing literally anything else, as if YouTubers never had to deal with ill-intentioned parties botting and false ad clicking on their channels before. Unless, you know, it was you who was botting, trying to get some extra AdSense out of your dying channel, and you just got caught by the Google police and decided it was better to cut your losses by killing your main channel rather than risk losing monetization on your streaming channel or any new channels you made in the future. Now, to be fair, there's no definitive proof of this theory. It could just be that you're an impulsive, emotionally unstable 40-something-year-old man-child prone to doing dumb shit when put under mild amounts of stress. But hey, at least you still got your streaming channel, RTU Streams, which has been your biggest source of consistent income for the past few years anyway. You're still not out of this YouTube game yet. So, how are you going to grind your way back to the top now that you no longer have an editor, you got a much smaller audience, you lit up your own reputation, and let's be real, you're really lazy? But don't worry, there's a perfect job opportunity for middle-aged, washed-up content creators of your physiognomy. The LOLcow Expanded Universe. And that's how ReviewTechUSA ended up on the show, LOLcow Tech Talk with Jay. That's right, all that crashing out and ruining his career just to end up on a stream with the editor he fired anyway. This is extra embarrassing because Rich had been beefing with Keemstar on and off for years. Rich was especially seething about Keem after his Dickers Jr. was exposed by some girl he sent a dick vid to, and Keemstar talked about it on his show. Even after all this, Rich still bent the knee to Keem, became one of his employees, and even sent Keemstar his 1 million subscriber golden play button in December as a Christmas gift. Last remnant of this dude's legacy is now just a trophy on Keemstar's wall. ReviewTechUSA is basically a prostitute. It doesn't matter what he has to say about his integrity or values or whatever, he has a definitive price that he will get on his knees for. And what's really pitiful, apparently Keemstar didn't even have to pay him that much to put those knee pads on, which is why he was always such an ornery ass dude on this show. From Rich's perspective, he wasn't making enough money to justify doing the show rather than streaming on his own. See, Rich thought that he could just do LOLcow live numbers right out of the gate. He forgot that you gotta put on a show. You can't just clock in and get paid, man. But Rich is boring and lazy and uncreative and knows as much about tech as a part-time Best Buy employee. Just like with his YouTube career, the success of this enterprise had to be carried by Jay. And the problem with that is that Jay has zero intentions of making this show a success. He was only there to fuck with Rich, like how he got on 8-Bit Eric, one of Rich's biggest ops, specifically so they could fight.
So you wait. Are you also saying that if I get 8-Bit Eric on this show, You'll shut it down?
Yeah, I'll fucking leave. I'm done. What the fuck are you doing?
I'm phoning 8-Bit Eric. Right now, on stream.
Dude, I'm not kidding.
Oh, don't be a pussy.
Is that really him?
Eric.
What is up? How's it going?
Go ahead.
Hey, so I heard somebody was gonna get off if I came on today. They said that.
Well, what the fuck am I gonna do now? I host the fucking stream. I'm not ending it on him.
No, but his exact words were, if he comes on tonight, I'm leaving the show.
No.
Yeah, you did. You did say that. To be
I
honest,
know, I did. Well, what am I gonna do? Why the fuck would I want to do it? You called me a bad fucking father and lied that you didn't. And there's video evidence of that too.
How are you gonna talk about me being a liar when you said you would leave the show if I came on and you're still here?
And Jay being an undercover op isn't just me fanficking either. Everybody was in on this, except for Rich. Rich would persist for a while, going through shocking links trying to get that lolcow paycheck, including eating bug pizza.
So on here is habanero peppers and assorted bugs. All right, so I'm procrastinating. Let's try this shit. Oh, it's really fucking bad. Oh, God.
Is this where you saw yourself in your 40s, Rich? Having to eat bugs on the internet just to pay your bills? Is this the life you dreamed of, bro? But yeah, Rich still got fired in about a month.
I'm puzzled that you're here tonight.
Why are you puzzled that I'm here tonight? Explain.
You didn't get the memo?
No, what's the memo?
We're parting ways with you.
Oh, okay.
So, he got the boot, and he didn't take it very well. Oh, he pretended like it wasn't a big deal, but he was still occasionally mauled about it, mauled about Boogie, mauled about Becky, and mauled about Keemstar. He would even change the name of his channel from RTU Streams to LolCow Basement, specifically in an attempt to cut Keem in the LolCow versus search results in algorithm. And I can't lie, that was a pretty clever troll. So clever, I was surprised that Rich came up with it. But of course he didn't. He actually stole the idea from a fellow disgruntled ex-employee of Keemstar's, Grace Thorpe, a former LolCow Queens host. And it's with Grace that Rich would enter into his next drama arc following getting the boot off LolCow. For me to properly break down how all this happened, I need you to understand that Rich is a man who's constantly dying of thirst. You'd think this big fella was living in the middle of the Mojave with how thirsty he always is.
Have some fun on Twitch. Yoga pose for, oh yeah, she's a Mexican girl. She's beautiful, man. She's like S tier. You want a yoga pose? Let's go. Let's get you. Who wants a yoga pose?
Thanks,
I just cummed Rich.
I guess
It
I'll
felt
just
good.
get my butt
And I
right
heard
back
if you
up.
have a kid in that age, it might have medical problems than being normal. Just like Chris Chan. Chris Chan parents had Chris when they were older.
Damn.
And then that's why they're like they're.
Holy shit.
RTU just starts to lose control whenever he's in the presence of at least a 4 out of 10 for too long. His eternal quest for a single crumb of kitty is what caused him to simp for Becky Boop for years to no avail, to send his dick vid to a random chick who ended up spreading it around, and it's how he ended up on a very short but very dramatic arc with Grace Thorpe. Now Grace is an e-girl of mild notoriety, being best known for streaming herself touring the country with her father, Ben Thorpe, who she's very close to. Very, very close to.
Once you get it past the gag reflex, you're basically fine. Don't ask me how I know that.
Somehow, despite having more red flags than a Chinese military parade, there's still simple-minded simians who simp for Grace Thorpe, and Rich will become one of them. He'd try and tell you otherwise, that he wasn't simping or yearning or none of that, but that's all cap.
Send my ire towards people. Yep, there she is in the bikini.
Rich, I'm here to support you, babe. I cracked one open. Let's go. I'm here.
All right, guys, here's what I'll do. I'm going to have you on next week. I know they're enjoying Grace in a bikini, but I'll have both of you on next week.
We
we'll
were
talk
supposed to have our
in Twitter
tipples out
DMs.
together, and you fucking left me hanging.
I'll
dude.
have the
You're
tip.
sweating.
You know what? I will make that promise too. I will have my tipples out when we do the stream together. Grace, Lynx, and Rich on a show. Maybe that. Not. I think because they're doing their own thing, but maybe once a week or something like that. I'll talk to them.
Rich linked up with Grace because she, like him, had a small vendetta against Keemstar, and it wasn't long until a collab between the two was arranged. Just like with Becky years ago, Rich was looking forward to linking up with Grace IRL so they could make content together. But then, literally right before their collab...
All right, Grace, so you will be on the show tomorrow.
So like 6 p.m. you're thinking? Somewhere around there, maybe?
6-ish, yeah.
Okay.
I'll DM
sounds
you
good.
tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Rich called it off, pulled a Rich tomorrow on her ass. Why? Because Review Tech learned that her father Ben would be traveling along with her. Yeah, duh, nigga. Of course Ben was going to go too. Grace literally goes everywhere with her dad. The inappropriately close father-daughter dynamic they got going on is like their main thing. What made you think he wasn't going to come? And why does it even matter? So long as Ben didn't come to your house with Grace, who cares? Can he not just wait in the fucking RV? Well, Rich apparently cared a whole lot, yapping about how even letting Ben near his home while his kids were there would have been a nightmare. Now, this probably would have been a non-issue because Rich, by his own words, only keeps his kids a couple days out of the month. His kids do not stay with him and his parents 24/7. See, Rich might be Italian, but spiritually, he's a nigga. A wigger, some might say. And like most wiggers, Rich is nigga coded in all the worst ways. Produces shitty rap music, takes internet beefs way too seriously, and is addicted to obese white women. Rich's only advantage over other bum-ass niggas is that he doesn't involve himself in gang shit or trapping. Far as I know, Rich hasn't harmed anything besides his parents' expectations. I don't think he's even ever shot a gun before. But shit was about to switch up, because in response to the Thorpe menace threatening his doorstep, Rich decided to get strapped. Yeah, he seriously bought a gun. He bought a gun because a girl threatened to pull up on him in a chicken suit.
Today's the last day to pick it up, by the way. Inflatable costume, adult chicken costume, funny Halloween costume, blow up chicken costume. So, that's where we're headed.
Oh, yeah.
Promises made, promises kept.
Boom.
See, Rich, this is why you shouldn't do drama or get involved with people who do, because you're over-emotional and overreact to everything. Now, some say Rich's sudden reversal on Grace was because Keemstar warned him about the Thorpes and their shenanigans. Some say it was because Rich's baby mama had a few words with Rich about trying to fuck around with miscellaneous e-girls, again, a problem he's had for a while, and the main reason why a video of him jerking his Dickers Jr. circulated around the web for a bit. Personally, I think it was just that Rich rubbed one out, and in his post-nut clarity, Rich probably realized that bringing an unstable 20-something-year-old woman to your home where you live with your parents is probably a bad idea. This whole little arc was very similar to the one he went through with Becky Boop years ago, where Rich, just like with Grace, tried to brain Becky over. Shit, he tried to move her in. But just like with Grace, he chickened out of that too. Stuff like this is why the Rich Tomorrow meme exists in the first place. Now, one thing Rich didn't do with Becky was call the police on her.
All right, you're gonna have to give me a few minutes here. I'm gonna have to call the cops. I don't really want to, because that means they're gonna have to show up here. Here we go. I'm gonna call them. Don't really have a choice.
This dirty, deadbeat wigger who loves playing internet tough guy not only got a gun because a girl half his age and who he invited to his house in the first place threatened to show up at his front door, he snitched on her too.
Last night, fucking ReviewTechUSA had to call the police on them because they're threatening to come to his house. Like, dude, it's like, no.
That's bitch shit. Did ReviewTechUSA really call the police on two girls threatening to come to his house?
Yeah.
What kind of bitch shit is that?
If you've watched either of my previous videos about ReviewTechUSA, you already know that Richard Masucci is a little bit of a pussy. The only dog he got in him is a purebred bitch. But even by the low standards I held Rich's personal courage in, this was still embarrassing. This is another level of chicken shit, and it was all because of Zoomet in a chicken costume. Grace and Ben, feathers thoroughly ruffled by Rich's bitch-made behavior, decided to do a little bit of trolling by pulling up into Rich's town anyway. And Rich threw a fit about them just breathing air in the same city as him, which is why he bought a gun and called the police on Grace multiple times.
Alright, so we were calling on behalf of Richard. Are you familiar with him? Do you understand why we're going on? From what he was telling us, you guys were supposed to have something going on. Seems like he was trying to cancel.
I messaged him earlier today saying, like, I'm not gonna, of course I would never show up at your house unannounced. And I maintained that, like, I wouldn't show up at his house. So I'm not sure why he called you guys. I did tell him that, but...
Rich, you know it's not illegal for them to park their RV near where you live, right? You aren't a kingpin, bro. Nobody has to get your permission to cruise through your city. The only reason people even know where you live is because, just like with your daughter's health condition and your nickname Dickers, you told us, because one time when you were trying to make a joke post about Phil, you accidentally doxed yourself. And this was back during January, before any of this shit with the Thorpes ever started. And in all that time, Rich has never been worried about his or his family's safety. Honestly, if he had just left this alone after telling Grace the collab was canceled, he still would have gotten some shit from the Thorpes and his trolls, but this saga would have at least ended there. But Rich, who after all these years of dealing with the Big Cheese Crusaders, with Keemstar, with the Kino Casino, still hadn't learned to not feed the trolls. He kept needlessly fanning the flames by streaming about it, tweeting about it, buying guns, and calling the cops. And this all led directly into another arc where Rich would be going back to basics.
On and off the court, straight fundamentals.
Bringing back that old school RTU. That is, beefing with random black dudes over the internet. The nigga in question, King Sly, had been poking at Rich on occasion before this, Rich being part of Sly's low-cal rotation. Sly thought how Rich was behaving was shameful, canceling the collab out of nowhere, throwing a fit over the Thorpes just driving through his town, and buying a gun on top of it all. But what really made Sly get on Rich's ass was when Rich snitched to the police. This insane overreaction prompted Sly to say something that would send Rich's already high blood pressure through the roof.
So let's take a look at Rich right here calling the cops on a little girl. Rich right here calling the cops on a little girl.
Officer Dickers, aka Rich the Snitch, aka Review Tattletale USA, was so shook by the idea of someone knocking aggressively on his door that he called the cops on a little girl. He literally wanted 12 to pull up on a 12-year-old. Okay, so Sly was obviously exaggerating for comedic effect, gilding the lily, some might say. Grace is in her 20s. She's not a little girl figuratively or literally, because she's like 5'10".
That's a huge bitch!
Making her at least a good 2 or 3 inches taller than Rich. Grace would tower over him face to face. When you think about it, it low-key makes sense why Rich might be intimidated by her. If they got into a fight and Grace started putting paws on RTU, he might actually need a gun to defend himself. In case you haven't noticed, ReviewTechUSA does not have a fighter's build. He still went looking for a fight though, because even though King Sly was obviously playing it up for jokes, the phrase
Rich right here calling the cops on a little girl
made Rich seethe, just triggered to a degree I haven't seen since his week of humiliation. So Sly and Rich were officially beefing, and this feud culminated in them jumping on a stream together. It, like all of Rich's attempts at some pseudo-internet blood sports type shit, didn't go that well.
Pick up pussy. Pick up pussy.
We're gonna talk about this right now, Richard.
Oh,
Richard. Let's talk about this. Hello.
Okay, let's talk about it. All right. She said she was coming. She wants to come on the stream. She never once mentioned her father.
Have you ever seen a stream? Have you ever seen?
No,
I haven't. Not one stream.
No,
You've never seen one stream of her. Because this is wild, right? Because I know you've seen this girl. You've already looked into her, so that's retarded for you even to act like you don't know nothing about her.
No, I did not know. Pause a second.
Shut up, fat boy. Shut up.
No.
Every single time.
Shut your mouth up. Don't fucking call me.
I do think this needs to be moderated.
You're a fucking.
Yeah, I'm a pussy. Yeah, you are. You call the cops on the girl. So let me hear the misinformation. Let's start from that. Let's start from the beginning.
Well, you started. Well, first and foremost, you said, "Why are you calling the cops on a little girl?" That alone is just. Dude, you just heard the rest of this stuff I said.
Did you call the cops on her? Yes or no? Did you call the cops on her?
Dude, then you see, no.
Yes or no? Did you call the cops? Yes or no?
Her and her father showing up here.
Did you call the cops on her? Yes or no?
Dude, you're being a dickhead.
Did you call the cops? Yes or no?
But they don't say a little girl.
No. So it's not misinformation. Next to the next one. So what else? So what else? So what else? What else did I do?
Dude, I don't remember off the top of my head.
Oh, you don't remember because I didn't do anything.
No. Don't you think alone it's wrong, big enough what you were saying about the fact that I'm calling cops on a little girl?
You have nothing. You told your stream the other day that I was doing a bunch of things to you, and I said I didn't do anything to him, and that's why he can't say anything. So tell me other things I did to you. Go.
Dude, I can't think of him.
Because you know I didn't do anything. Because I didn't do nothing to you. Okay, so go ahead and say something then.
Dude, you did. Oh my God. Can I pull up the stream? Can I pull up the stream? Fuck off, dude. You know what, man?
You don't have anything.
Using semantics here. No,
semantics?
You were also saying right now.
Words.
Oh, all right. You're so fucking thugged out. Go ahead and shoot someone that shows up to your fucking door.
I will.
That's all right.
So what else?
Tough, bro.
So what else?
No.
Should I not? Or should I call He left! He ran! Dickers ran!
Come on!
Yeah, he rage quit. Literally pulled a Phil, as Rich himself likes to call it. This was Rich's first L to Sly, and it wouldn't be the last, because ReviewTechUSA can't let anything go. He's addicted to holding grudges, and he's also addicted to detractor content. And I don't just mean watching DSP detractors. Rich watches his own detractors. He will pull up videos of guys who hate him and mock him on his stream. Now, this isn't new. Rich has always had a weird obsession with his haters. He was challenging Big Cheese Crusader members to boxing matches back in the day. He also had a light crash out on the 1316 killer because of all the videos he made on him. And how could we forget about his feud with the quartering that almost led to a full-on boxing match until Rich pussied out and ran away. And he used his kids as an excuse as to why he couldn't fight. Cause of course he did. Like with most of Rich's bad habits, nothing has really changed over the years. It'd probably do amazing things for his mental health if he just ignored the trolls and made goofy content for his audience. But nah, he has to respond. He has to bring up the drama. He has to talk about Keemsly, Keemstar, Becky Boop, the Thorpes, 8-Bit Eric, Smash JT, the Kino Casino. This dude is so obsessed with people that hate him that he's reacted on stream to videos by Harmon Smith. He's a dude who in 8 years of making thousands of videos has only earned 2,000 subscribers. Rich, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
I don't care if ReviewTechUSA tweets me in the middle of the night. Like, he's a nobody, okay? Rich literally lives with his parents, okay? ReviewTechUSA isn't a real organization. It is a facade to make him look more relevant than he actually is. Or at least it was until he deleted his channel and now has to start from scratch picking fights with channels with 2,000 subscribers.
Rich really believes in that chunky noggin of his, that if he just goes at his detractors head on, it'll prove that they're not getting to him, even though they obviously are. He also thinks if he can dominate one or two of them on stream, he'll be back on top again. So the strife with Sly continue, with the two clashing again in another debate in early March where Rich invited Sly on. Rich would do arguably worse than last time.
You got upset because I said little girl. Let's just be honest. That triggered you. Yes, it did. It triggered you. It's which is fine.
You went from A to Z, and you did not know the whole situation.
No, because I'm trying to prove a point that you don't really. You got triggered about the girl part. That's what I'm saying. Because I didn't do anything.
I didn't get triggered about the girl part. You have someone on there who literally says that they don't like you because of your race.
And
you're like, hey, cool. I got a pretty blonde girl on my stream. So
why do you keep thinking that she's pretty? Why do you keep saying that? Am I saying that she's pretty or are you saying that she's pretty? Who keeps calling her anything about her looks? Who keeps bringing that up? Okay, but why do you keep bringing up her looks, but you say that I'm simping? When have I ever brought a girl up here? What opportunity? Okay, so why? So I picked Grace Thorpe out of everyone? Wouldn't I bring my own up?
No, you wouldn't want your own girl on stream.
Why? She's been on there a bunch of times.
I didn't know that. I don't watch your streams that often. So
okay, then what? So you don't know what you're even talking about then. That's what I'm saying. Like, what are you talking about?
And that's what it is. And they still ended up showing up here. And you still to this day are calling me Officer Richie and trying to downplay it when her dad has a criminal record. And they're still in my town from what I hear right now.
What does the criminal record mean? by the way.
Dark
He was
Scam
in jail
Phil donated
twice.
5
because-
Are you
He's also
intimidated by
just
people that
talking
go
in
to jail?
circles
Does
now.
it make them inherently tough? or
Oh,
something?
dude, now, all right.
I'm
now,
asking you a question. I don't understand the point of the jail thing you keep bringing up. What
You're
does that
just
mean?
bringing up. Goodbye. I'm done.
I don't understand the point of the jail thing you keep bringing up. What
You're
does that
just
mean?
bringing up. Goodbye.
Shit like that. Shit like that.
I'm crying again, boy. Again.
Another L that could have been easily avoided if Rich just kept his emotions in check. You don't have to keep getting into all these feuds. Nobody for your community is asking for that. But Rich struggles to let go of a grudge, which is why he's still so mad at Keemstar. The mostly one-sided feud between Rich and Keem flared up again after Keemstar fired David Jaffe. Yes, I'm talking about that David Jaffe, who made God of War and Twisted Metal. Somehow he ended up working for Keemstar on a new show that will replace Locale Tech Talk called Madhouse. Now, you can't find this channel anymore because Keemstar rage deleted it after David Jaffe had an extensive and detailed conversation about Keemstar's fiance's after being prompted by an anonymous caller. Now, Rich disagrees with David Jaffe's abrupt firing. He was more upset about it than Jaffe was. See, Rich was still mad about Keemstar getting a girl Rich sent his Dickers Jr. video to release it for the world to see.
With what Keemstar put me through, where he dug into my personal life and just basically threw my name through the mud, destroyed my character, tricked a woman who was willingly tricked. I'm not giving her any credit. Putting out revenge porn on me. You say that Brantley has a small vagina and he has a small dick and that's a bridge too far? Oh, he could go fuck himself.
That's a very weird thing for Rich to get upset about, because it didn't happen. What actually happened was that the girl, having watched Rich immolate himself all throughout 2024, figured that she could get some easy clout and attention by dropping the dick vid herself, which she did without anyone else egging her on. Keemstar might have boosted it with his coverage, but he wasn't the one who initially leaked the video and hasn't shared it with anyone. Because why the fuck would he share a video of another man's dick? Now, in Rich's defense, this was 100% revenge porn. Rich isn't wrong about that, and he isn't wrong to be upset. What he is wrong about is blaming Keemstar for it and also threatening Keemstar with a lawsuit. Well, he's gonna have some problems with that because, unsurprisingly, no lawyer has taken up Rich's case.
Fuck you and your fucking stupid child bride trophy wife. You didn't care about me. You didn't care about my family. You just cared about getting views on that stupid show that's now failing, and I enjoy that too, for your own personal gain, and you wanted to destroy me because I may have actually had a solid case if I could get a lawyer to even not hang up on me as soon as I said defamation.
This could be because it's meritless and would go nowhere, but I think the actual reason is just that he can't afford a defamation lawyer. But you know what Rich could afford? A tattoo. Shortly after Rich's second debate with Sly, he put out this video.
Hello, Philip Paul Burnell. I'm a man. And in case you haven't known, I think your audience has let you know, I actually had a goal of hitting, if I hit 1,500 subs by the end of March, I would get a picture of you being, your fat face, being Dracula. There it is. We hit the goal, Phil. I'm getting that box art, except you're going to be Dracula with your May 1st fat face on the side of my left ass cheek.
He was going to get Philip Burnell's face tattooed on his fat ass. Literally. This is how you know this fool is struggling. Cause only financial woes could push a grown man to voluntarily brand himself as the property of another man. While Rich ain't the first content creator to do tricks for tips like a stripper, this is still insane. I'm actually running out of sex worker occupations to compare this dude to. He's a cam girl, he's a prostitute, he's a stripper. If you throw enough money at ReviewTechUSA, he will bust it open for you. Now Rich would renege on branding his cheeks as property of Philip Burnell's, deciding he would get it instead on his arm. It was a rare example of him having some sense of shame. It was also an example of him lying to his audience again. But eventually, he did go through with it. He got the DSP Castlevania tattoo.
See all like the drippage right here? So there it is. Trying to...
You know, They're gangbangers, niggas who rob, murder, steal, trap 24/7, but will still get tattoos of their kids, their mamas, Jesus, or even the dead homie. But Rich? Nah, first ink on this middle-aged man's body wasn't of any family or close friends, but another middle-aged man's nut face. This might actually be the gayest thing Richard Masucci has ever done, and that's fucking saying something. At the very least, it's definitely the lamest. Bro really thought he was gonna go viral off of this, but nobody, including DSP, cared.
Someone tipped me $2.54 and says, "Hey, did you hear what ReviewTechUSA did?" I don't care what ReviewTechUSA did. I don't care what a boorish loser does. I'm eating Subway today. That's pretty exciting.
And the few people who did care, like me, just roasted him for it.
Blabs, did you hear the news that DSP's face has been tattooed onto ReviewTechUSA? And this is what it ended up looking like. It's from Castlevania.
Ew, is the camera on face?
I'm not joking, ladies and gentlemen. This is what this idiot did. And like, I don't know enough of the backstory. So if you're reviewing this right now, Rich, because you seem to watch a lot of our show, I don't know the backstory. Maybe there's a backstory and context of this that makes sense. All right. All I know is you got this tattoo and you're obsessed with Phil, and it's weird.
That's how obsessed he is with Darkside Phil. That he got a tattoo with that man's face on his arm. DSP is going to be with him every hour of every day for the rest of his life.
Bro, he doesn't look happy. That's a face of regret, bro. That tattoo looks so
regrets?
bad. And it's such a poverty tattoo. He couldn't even afford color. Why do the tattoo if it was going to be this half-assed abomination?
You just spent this much money that could have went to your daughter, right? You spent more time scamming these people than you did actually visiting your daughter in the hospital, gang. Let's just keep it a stack here. We got to keep that in perspective. You took your daughter money, right? That was $7,500.
There have been a number of things that I've witnessed from ReviewTechUSA where the first couple things I'm like, oh, maybe that's just him trying to be funny or quirky. I've known of this character long enough to now be able to make a judgment of there is something so wrong with him that he needs to seek severe mental assistance.
Rich didn't really like the reception his tattoo got, but I don't know what bro was expecting. You got another man's old face tattooed on your arm, bro. That is dumb. You are a dummy for doing this. And just like with the Big Cheese drama, or your feud with Jay, or you deleting your old channel, or you sending dick vids to random bitches over the internet, you will eventually come to realize how stupid this actually was and hate yourself for having done it. Rich needing to change his channel name was an inevitability. It was called RTU Streams forever, originally a secondary channel to his main channel, ReviewTechUSA. But ReviewTechUSA doesn't exist anymore, so it doesn't really make sense to keep calling it RTU Streams. Rich first changed his channel's name to Lolcow Basement after he got fired by Keemstar, then he changed it to just The Basement, because, I mean, that's where he lives, the basement of his parents' house. And thanks to him posting that pic of the new Gunny bot, we also know that he sleeps on a pull-out mattress. Eventually, Rich changed the channel's name again to its current name, Rich Tomorrow. Rich Tomorrow being a reference to a meme that started up in Rich's community years ago about how he's an indecisive flip-flopper who can't stick with anything and he'll switch up his opinion from one day to the next. On top of changing his channel name, Rich also decided to switch up his style of content. We're talking paradigm shifting shit nobody saw coming. He started doing gaming news videos again. Went all Dr. Manhattan on his million sub channel, just atomized it out of existence just to go back to doing the exact same shit on his other channel. If that ain't some Rich Tomorrow type shit, I don't know what is. We also put out a video where he explains why he deleted his old channel.
There were a lot of times, Jay could verify this, that I wanted to step away and just go over to live streaming or change completely what I was doing. And it wasn't just him, but many other people who had my best interest at heart that wanted me to stick to it. But there would be a lot of times where I was like, look, man, I want to step away from doing gaming news, current events. And they were like, you're out of your mind. And I would go back to doing gaming news. Even though I really didn't give a flying crap about doing gaming news.
Rich, are you an actual baby? Like, this isn't a hobby, dude. This is your job. This is how you pay your bills and feed your kids. Us regular motherfuckers who aren't bums gotta get up early in the morning and go clock in somewhere so we can buy groceries later. And here your fat ass is with 3 kids and 2 aging parents, leaving behind the easiest gig on the planet, reading gaming news for a living, because you weren't passionate for it.
For those of you who are familiar with my lore, where I really wanted to be done was after I got a warning from YouTube regarding Quantum TV. At that point, I'm like, the system is rigged, man. I'm like, I'm out. I'm done. I just want to do live streaming.
What's important to take away from that is that Rich got fed up with his old channel because he got in trouble for drama-related content, not gaming content. Nintendo or Sony or Microsoft didn't come for his cheeks and got him up out of here. No, he got a strike for getting involved in a drama about a nigga who liked striking people for talking about him. What did you expect was going to happen, Rich? Like, why did you have to do drama content on your gaming and tech channel at all? You couldn't make a separate drama commentary channel for that?
It was funny because Jay and I would wake up every day and we would be like, what are we talking about today? And we would look through a whole bunch of different websites. We would look through articles. We would look through different stuff. With gaming news being as sparse as it was and me really not giving a crap, I was like, this is it, man.
This is all code for the fact that he's just lazy. He's lazy and he wants to put in the least amount of effort possible while still making a bag. You know, like Darkside Phil.
Now, many of you may think, Rich, why didn't you just archive the channel or private the channel? Because I know myself, there's a reason that the Rich of Tomorrow meme where I flip-flopped was a thing, and that became a meme because I would have flip-flopped and I would have cowered back to the channel and just kept doing the same thing that I was always doing. I knew that would have been absolutely horrible idea for me to do.
And this is the lie that really got me. We've already went over this. He deleted his shit because he got caught botting, because somebody got caught botting on his channel. Definitely wasn't him, because deleting your channel because somebody else was clickbotting makes perfect sense. Anyway, low effort gaming news slot videos are back on the table. New day, same old diggers. He just never changes. Not in his work effort, not in the content he makes, and not in how good he is at taking criticism.
Dude, it's always the same names. Like, I remember this guy. What a complete loser. The city has been pushing for, I think, a couple months and spent so many hours working on this, allegedly. What a failure. Yeah, Rich, this is not going to get you back to 1 million subscribers. Okay, sure. Just make sure when you apply the job, it doesn't require to use much energy because you sound like you're going to have a heart attack. Okay. Cool. All right, well, this is, easy to get through.
It's not that surprising when you remember that Rich has always thought that any negative opinion of him is classified as slander, regardless of how factual it is. It's that logic that led him to flag down videos that were exposing him for lying, being a hypocrite, acting like DSP, etc. And that brings us to the case of Kinda Sav. One day, Sav was watching Rich's stream, and Rich went at Sav for making fun of his daughter. The daughter we only know is sick because he told us, and that he used as an excuse to not work even though he only visited her in the hospital 3 times. The source of that, mind you, isn't from the mouth of a random detractor, but from Lauren, Rich's own baby mama. Yeah, Rich didn't get the response he was looking for from Sav and friends.
Amazing.
Let's see if she even answers.
Do you think mocking my kid is okay? Just curious.
Nobody mocks your fucking kid, dumbass. They mock your priorities.
They mock your fathering, not your kid. If I say you're a bad father, that's a judgment on you, not your kid.
What's really interesting is what happened afterwards when Sav's video got reported for sexual content.
Yeah, I'll find it. It's okay. This is so funny. This is so entertaining. I mean, I'm sure he's pissed because he probably thought I was gonna get taken down, right? Alas, I've simply been age restricted and super chats turned off for sex and nudity. Straight from the YouTube's mouth. Let's see what I got reported for.
Please tell me it was his titty. Sav, it is. It's when he pulls his shirt up.
Oh my god, Shroom.
And look at the replies. It's literally his own titty.
Well, I guess I shouldn't show. I guess I can show it again now because it doesn't fucking matter.
I was extra fascinated about this because I've also gotten into a little squeeze with YouTube over an RTU clip I used of him taking off his shirt that got my video an 18 plus age restriction. This is the only video I made that got that type of thing. The video I made about state-sanctioned self-deletion in Canada didn't get an 18 plus age restriction. Now Rich says he didn't flag Sav, and he showed all his accounts to prove it. Well, not all his accounts. He didn't show Michelle Soguchi that he used in Jay's chat during their beef. But he did show an account called The Round Table Hold, the account he used to donate to Dark Side Phil with.
Let's keep going though. I think I got another account I have to check here. Oh, this is the one I used to do some trolling with Phil on.
The Roundtable Hold did a $5 super chat and says, your tipples really pop in that new shirt. Really? You can see my tipples. You just say that to all the girls, don't you?
Yes, Rich is giving money to Phil. He is a dent. But hey, we have no definitive way of proving that Rich did this. It could have just been YouTube's bots going wonky again. But we do have some circumstantial evidence that implicates you, Rich. For one, you're a liar. A pretty flagrant liar, too. You're like the least trustworthy narrator when it comes to your own life. To the point that you'll lie about things you were documented saying on your stream.
The cherry on top of it all is that Rich really thought he was gonna go viral, bro. Like,
I have never once said that I was going to go viral. I actually said it's a very slim to none chance that I did. I have said that from the beginning. Am I wrong? I have never once said that I was going to go viral. Oh, it's going to go viral. Never said it. I never said I was going to go viral because of this. I did say I was going to get attention. I never once said viral, though. That I'm sure of. But viral? No, man. Like, no.
this is funny as hell. This is why Rich is a low-cow, man.
That'll go viral. You want to know something that's going to go fucking viral? You want to know something that's going to go viral? I don't give a shit that people think I'm weird or whatever. Oh, I did say it.
2, you're a flaggot, and everyone knows you're a flaggot. One time you lied about flagging an old troll of yours, Anna Doyle. Then it was revealed that you did flag Anna Doyle, and you moved the goalpost to, oh, I flagged him, but I wasn't the one who took his channel down. Okay, Rich, so who did take out Anna Doyle's channel? The only people who would have both known who Anna Doyle even was and have had a vested interest in flagging them off YouTube would have been you or one of your fans, since you literally were the only person they made content about. So either you did it or one of your fans did it for you. Ultimately, we got no solid proof, but there are very good reasons why everyone is pointing fingers at ReviewTechUSA, including King Sly. Sly joining everyone else with blaming Rich for the report got RTU up in his feelings again, so you know he had to bring Sly on again so they could argue about it.
You brought this up as a serial flagger. I'm proving that you are one of them. Yeah, you
have
flagged
but you said, but here's, okay, that's 13 over a decade. That's a lot of
How
times.
many? So let's talk. I want you to explain why you could only see your daughter 3 times while she was in the hospital.
Because the doctors and physicians said because of the immune system response that she had, if I went there, it would be catastrophic if she caught something. So most of my family stayed away, minus her mother.
Why is it a hospital that has sick people? They don't. That's not catastrophic for her to be
Because
in there, but it's catastrophic
listen
for
to
one
me.
person
Listen to me. Oh, he knows. He knows more than doctors do.
Your baby, my baby,
No, that's
would
not true.
never out me as a father, being bad father. You couldn't
Okay.
get them words out of her, but she gladly gave that information up. And I would rather be a 10-time felon than to have my baby mom out me as a terrible father. Do you
Well,
know how
no,
terrible
you- well,
for
you're-
someone to go public and say, "Wow, this man does not raise his kids and barely sees them." This is
Pause
the
a
proof that
second.
nobody cares about you.
Listen,
That's why
you're
I
saying
literally
that
say
if
I
you
lied
don't
on
like
you,
some-
and I don't care.
Shit,
Even
cool.
if I said
But
that
you just admitted-
raped somebody, nobody would care because nobody cares about you. Not your baby mom, not your mother, not your
Sly,
kids, not
you need
anybody
it for your
online.
own sake right now.
Nobody cares about you, Richard.
This was, in my opinion, Rich's worst performance against Sly, and I really think the brother just needs to hang up the gloves. You are not built for this, Rich. Every time you get into one of these live stream battles, you get your salad tossed. Against the Blackbuster Critic, against Keemstar, against Becky Boop, against Jay, against Tipster. Fucking tipster knelt on your neck like you were an amateur porn star with a fentanyl addiction. But to be fair to Rich, he did come with some new tech, a new tactic that was going to destroy Sly. He was going to accuse him of being a Nazi.
I don't know.
You are a bitch. You put out lies. So if you're putting out lies and I'm flagging people.
Bro, you called me a Nazi 3 months ago and never talked to me again. That's a lie.
No, that's true. You are a Nazi.
Oh,
that's actually true. Yep.
Oh, okay. So show me where I was in a Nazi party. You want to take a picture of it and show it to me?
Don't have to be in a don't have to be in a Nazi party, dude. Come on. Nick Fuente said hello. Nick Fuente said hello. That's all right. So what's it like being a black Nazi?
Okay, Rich. Let's say you're 100% serious about this accusation and you really truly believe that this Negro King Sly is an authentic round up those small hats and send them to Madagascar ass Nazi. Why are you platforming a Nazi? Aren't you a liberal, bro? You even let Sly get away with saying a hard R on your stream and didn't even kick him. That's some disgusting shit you're enabling from a Nazi, Richard. I'm not sure those ADL boys are gonna be cool with that. And let's not forget the other brilliant tactic of Rich in this debate, which was to keep calling Sly out for being a felon.
You're not a fucking doctor. Fuck you. You're not a fucking doctor. You're a felon.
Yeah.
Pause 1 second. I'm gonna let you in on the 4D chest the felon has.
4D. The felon's a better father than you. I just want to stand up and say that the felon is a better father than
you're not. You're a felon, so that makes you trash by design, dude. Listen. I'm a better father than a felon. Anyway.
All right.
This didn't land that well either because Sly literally isn't a felon. Felons are people who were convicted of felonies and went to prison. Sly went to jail, but he was never convicted of a felony. Richard, stop slandering me. Masucci is out here actually slandering an innocent black man by calling him a felon.
Said I'm a bad father. You are very terrible.
I did. Well, you're a former felon. So anyway, listen.
Former? So I'm not a felon anymore?
No, you're still a felon.
Then that wouldn't be former, would it?
Man, a different part of Rich really wakes up when he's beefing with the blacks. Now, Mikey, there's no proof that Rich has a problem with Sly just because he's black. Well, it can't be because he thinks he's a felon, because years ago, Rich literally hired a dude who called himself Shadow's Government and was an actual felon, all to help him dox his trolls. I'm just saying, you notice a pattern with Rich and melanated individuals after a while. Oh, and before I end this video, I can't forget to bring up the biggest event in Rich's life. No, not any of his kids being born. Rich probably wasn't even at the hospital when any of those little niggas got popped out. No, I'm talking about when, in late March of this year, Rich finally got his one-on-one with DSP. And it was boring, straight snoozeville, bruh. Which I guess is fitting considering it's ReviewTechUSA and Dark Side Phil. But hey, a dub is a dub, and Rich really needed that W to validate to everyone and also himself that he's still better than Phil. He's not, by the way.
How is he any better than DSP?
He's not.
It's like two retards fighting.
Yes.
It's a meme.
You are not better than Philip, Richard. And nobody except your dented ass fans and a few people who are still friendly with you believe that you are. You and Phil are in the same tier of lolcow. Honestly, I would put you below Phil for one reason. You have kids and Phil doesn't. Now, there's this weird thing people on the internet do where they think that just by having kids, you automatically ascend to a higher tier of personhood. That is retarded. Making a kid or 2 or 3 or 7 doesn't make you a better person. That whole parenthood makes you grow up shit is a myth. If you weren't shit before the kids got here, you probably ain't gonna be shit after they show up. Now, way back in 2012, when Rich lost his job at IBM, his first thoughts actually weren't to grift his audience into paying for him to get shitty tattoos or eating bugs. Rich just looked for another job while also making way more videos in hopes of making YouTube his career, which he succeeded at. In other words, he worked harder to provide for himself and his family. But that was over a decade ago. The Richard Masucci of 2025 is an objective downgrade of his old self in basically every way. Becoming a father didn't make this dude evolve. Every expectation anyone had of him, regardless of how modest, he's failed to live up to. Failed his editor, failed his fans, failed his parents, failed his baby mama, and is currently in the process of failing his kids. Oh, but don't worry, Big Rich has got big plans on how to make it out the hood, and that is an ASMR channel. This is ReviewTechUSA's retirement plan, an ASMR channel. Gaming news slop is unironically a less competitive genre on YouTube to make content for compared to ASMR. But he's got a solution to this too, a special niche. He's doing ASMR tech reviews.
So we got fingerprint reader up here. Very cool. Okay, I didn't realize it had that. You have two USB 3 A ports.
Yeah, not only is Rich doing gaming news again, he's finally gone back to reviewing tech. And by that I mean he immediately gave up after one video and just started doing regular ASMR shit. What is wrong with this nigga, man? Like, why would you even call it Tech 25 ASMR if you're not gonna do Tech ASMR in 2025 on it? It's literally the call yourself ReviewTechUSA and then not review any fucking tech thing all over again. He literally never learns. Bro is actively losing wisdom points and regressing mentally every day. Like recently when he was supposed to do a member stream of the new Mario Kart with Jay, but he got drunk off his ass right before the stream, so Jay had to stream solo.
So Rich decided to have a few drinks, guys. The good news is he's alive. The bad news is Rich is drunk out of his fucking mind right now and had to cancel the stream. So instead of him streaming today, it's me playing some Mario Kart with you guys because I feel bad that Rich got drunk and abandoned everybody.
And why did Rich feel the need to po up all of a sudden when he rarely drinks? Well, because he was devastated by the news that he hadn't been paying the electric bill. Apparently for months, because he owed his provider $10,000 apparently.
My electric company cannot, it's like begging them to take my money every month. Another bill that was supposed to be automated, they screwed up and didn't automate it. So I was like in a really shitty mood. So I'm like, I'm gonna have a couple drinks. Like literally I made two of them, right? There's two bills. Go to the other one. Both bills together added up to actually a little bit over 10,000.
Now, I was extremely suspicious of these claims for two reasons. One, what electric company is just gonna keep the lights on for multiple months when you owe them that much money? And two, I'm not gonna show Rich's house, but for those of you who've already seen his docs, you know he ain't living in a mansion. So unless he's been mining fucking crypto in the basement, I really don't see how it's possible for his bill to be that high in a single month either. But then it all clicked when Rich tried to do a goal for him to buy a used Nissan that he would make content with.
The other goal, for those wondering, I looked and saw an absolutely ridiculous car called the Nissan Juke. I'm going to be doing two streams, I believe Wednesday and Thursday. I don't want to say marathon, but they will be longer than average, where if I hit 1,000 members, I'm going to go buy like a $2,500 to $3,000 Nissan Juke. Make videos on.
When I saw this, I was like, hey, isn't that just a camera grift he tried pulling over a decade ago that the Blackbuster critic called him out for? And I'm like, yeah, it was. And then it finally clicked. Oh, he's just grifting. He's just stealth e-begging. Now, he's not as blatant about it as Phil, but like I said in my first video about Rich, a stealth e-beg is still an e-beg. And this is why Darkside Phil and ReviewTechUSA are essentially on the same tier of lol-cowdom. Because while Darkside Phil has been failing non-stop for damn near 20 years, at least he doesn't have any kids to disappoint on top of. Very low bar, but somehow Rich still can't jump over it. Maybe if he went on an actual diet and stopped eating bugs on stream, he could pull it off.
Like, I'm not like you, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and just stare at the title screen for 700 hours or whatever, like stoned out of my mind like you did. Okay, you know, I actually have a real life, you know, I actually do go out and do things, you know, I actually do go out and take care of my family, unlike you, Rich, you know?